during World War I, in an East Providence home, there were regular gatherings of believers. They would pray together, and their prayer was focused. They were praying for revival. These prayers were offered up to God right around the block from this building, what was formerly known as the East Providence Grange Hall. It was in this building on March 4th, 1979, that Faith Christian Center held its first service. Sam and Donna Smith, a couple from Texas with the call of God on their lives, were the ones used by God to establish FCC. Pastor Sam, who had graduated from the charter class of Rhema Bible Training College in 1975, had already pastored a church in Sweetwater, Texas, and had served as a crusade director for his sister, renowned evangelist of that time, Vicki Jameson Peterson. However, they were being called to do something they sensed inside their hearts, but in a place that they never would have dreamed they would do it: New England. Many used to refer to New England as the preacher's graveyard. The spiritual climate was dark and cold. Could God do something to turn around the trend and blaze the trail by which other works of God could be established and thrive in this region of the country? The answer is a resounding yes, and FCC was a big part of how that turnaround took place in this part of the United States. Growth took place. The fledgling church moved from one location to another until FCC purchased a plot of land on Sagamore Road in Seekonk, Massachusetts. That which was at the time a neighborhood dumping ground would become the place where burdens would be dumped instead, and where prayers would be answered. FCC's new building was dedicated on August 2nd, 1987. The late Reverend Kenneth E. Hagin, founder of Rhema Bible Training College in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, officiated over the dedication service. However, it was never the building that made FCC what it is. It has always been the people, the wonderful and committed people whom God has brought into FCC over the course of all these years. Those people have made FCC a unique place where people from every nation and from every generation can come and feel welcome. Reverend Sam Smith served as FCC's pastor from 1979 through the end of 1999. After this, Reverend David Marquardt served as pastor from 2000 through 2008. At the end of 2008, Reverend John Pfeffer stepped into the role of pastor and has continued until this day. Pastor John and Anita began attending FCC in 1989. Pastor John had served as a new members class teacher, an elder, a school of ministry director, and an associate pastor prior to becoming senior pastor in 2008. Pastor John has heeded what has been his call from the Lord, that which is so beautifully described in Exodus 19:17, which says, "And Moses brought up the people out of the camp to meet with God." As a pastor and teacher, Pastor John has ministered some of the major messages that have marked his ministry, such as renewing the mind, the tabernacle in the wilderness, on which topic he has also authored a book, the blood covenant, and many others. God has used him in many ways to bring FCC into the 21st century by updating elements of our sanctuary and adapting to the times by changing some of the ways by which the message is delivered, but without ever changing the message. Where do we go from here? Only the Lord truly knows. But of one thing we can be sure: the best is yet to come.